You are still watching Tell Your Story. Now, this is a show about the Mandela Washington Fellowship, and we're specifically targeting or focusing on the fellows at Dartmouth College. And we do have yet another set of fellows. This time it's 2 fellows. And of course, we've got Andrew Kingsley, who is the curriculum assistant of the fellowship. Andrew, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I feel welcome.
I know that it's not anything you planned to do today, but we're glad to have you on the show, and would really like to hear from you. We also have Martine. Hi, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, and then Kuda from Zimbabwe. She's joined us on the show as well. Kuda, how are you today?
I'm fine, Kenny. How are you?
Great. We'll start with Andrew. Andrew, you want to tell us a bit about Dartmouth College and
Sure.
also its involvement in the Mandela Washington Fellowship?
So Dartmouth College is my home for the past 3 years. I'm a senior there right now. Dartmouth College was founded in 1769, and it is a 4-year university. It's a private university. It is in Hanover, New Hampshire, which is right nearby here. And it has about 4,000 undergraduate students each year. It also has a business school, an engineering school, and a medical school.
Great. So is this the first time Dartmouth is getting involved with the fellowship?
No, in fact, this is the 2nd year of the program. So last year was kind of testing the water, see how the program fit with Dartmouth, and we discovered that Dartmouth is a wonderful, wonderful place to house 25 African fellows. So we wanted to bring it back this year, and it's gone even better. We got all the kinks out, we think, last year, and this year it's running much more smoothly.
Absolutely. Kuda, you are a fellow. Is this the first time you applied? Also, how did you know about the fellowship?
Yes, Kenny, this is my first time that I applied, and luckily I got in. I was searching for an opportunity that had the capacity to transform my life. So in this search, I just stumbled upon the yearly program. And then on searching on it, I then found that I knew some of the fellows that had come in last year. I contacted them, and they told me about the great opportunity that this was for me. And I applied, and luckily, as I said, I got in.
In Burkina Faso,
Yeah,
did so many people know about the fellowship?
but I can say yes or no because for me personally, I did not know before about this program. It's when it was time to apply, I get information from a friend, and I just apply it without knowing many things about yearly and the program. So
Tell me, what's your involvement in the area of leadership back home? Also, maybe community work. What exactly are you doing?
but for me right now, I'm in accountant, but for my business area, we are working for improved children education with the solar lamp. So this product is specifically installed in schools because we want the parent to send the kid to school. In my country, some areas still now the kid don't have access to education. So how to motivate this parent to send the kid to school is like they are going to school to learn, but also to bring the light at home. And that light can be useful for the kid to study at night, but also for the whole family.
I heard you speak Chinese yesterday. Where did you learn Chinese?
Yeah, I have been to Taiwan. I stayed there for 3 years. I did my master's degree there in international business.
Oh, fantastic. Kuda, what's your involvement, community involvement back in Zimbabwe? What type of change are you bringing to Zimbabwe?
Okay, back home in Zimbabwe, I'm heavily involved in environmental management. This is mainly focused or biased on solid waste management. In addition, I'm also heavily involved in agriculture, where my work is really focused on young women in agriculture, in doing the actual farming. Worldwide, there's been a deficit of young people wanting to get into farming. So looking futuristically, I saw a need that we need to get involved in farming. So I work a lot in agriculture.
So when you came to the US, was it on your priority list for you to probably have an opportunity to get someone from the US to probably make an investment in your business? Or did you think anything in those lines, other than the fellowship itself?
Yes, because I do have projects that I want to run, and in Africa sometimes capital can become a limiting factor. As I said, my focus is on young women, but for us to initiate our projects, we need investment. But you only get investment when you share your story and when you are able to articulate and tell the story that there is indeed a need. And if capital is available, people can venture into it and see how far this investment can take us in terms of impacting today's generation and tomorrow's generation.
Great, Martine, would you like to grow the business, the great work that you're doing back home?
Yeah, of course. But for my business right now, I can say that it's not started yet. But I have worked for that project 2 years ago, and I see how it has affected mostly this children education. So now I'm looking like for investor to make through what is my dream to help those kids to have the opportunity to study like me.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, these kids, are you targeting children that are in the rural area or urban area, or is it?
Not only in rural area, because like in my country, we have only 3% of the rural area have access to electricity. And when we look at, consider more than 80% of the primary school are located on that area. So how to help those kids to have better education?
Great. Andrew, working with young African leaders, these are people coming from, obviously, Africa, and they're leaders in their respective fields. How easy is it? Because you're dealing with, in certain cases, people with big egos, people who are used to leading and not being led. What's your experience?
At first, it was pretty intimidating. Like, reading through all of their profiles, it's like, oh my goodness, they've achieved so much more than I ever have, possibly ever will. And trying to remind myself I'm their teacher, I'm the one helping them through these programs, and having to give myself the confidence to get into the classroom and just break through those egos. But it was pretty easy. I mean, everyone here was just so welcoming and affectionate and passionate. They were very willing to listen to whatever I had to say, even if I wasn't so sure of it myself. So I think just the welcoming environment that they created for me allowed me to bestow that knowledge upon them.
Great. As we wind up, what would we like to see different back home, or what would you like to do different back at home after the fellowship?
After the fellowship, one of my port of call is to get the youth involved, to share my experiences at Dartmouth, so that they can also realize that if you go after something, you can get it. Opportunities are out there; they are galore, but it only takes courage and the want in you to say, I'm going after this and getting it, like I did. I just simply applied. I'm here and I'm learning a lot. And a lot of the youth back home are not taking the initiatives, maybe because they think there are no opportunities. But just by sharing an opportunity that I got, I'm sure I'll motivate a couple or many to go after their dreams.
Great. Martine, how do you feel about being among the 500 inspiring young African leaders attending this year's fellowship?
Yeah, I can say firstly, I'm even proud of myself being among those people. Many of them are from English-speaking countries, and we are from French-speaking countries. Is one of big challenge, because all the day you have to listen from those language, which is different from yours. And from this program, I can say that I learned a lot. Like before coming here, I'm not a risk taker. I want to do business, but I don't want to take a risk. But what I learned here, I say, now I'm ready to go back to start my business.
Great, that's absolutely fantastic. Andrew, I'm told that next year they're increasing the number of fellows coming to the US from 500 to 1,000.
Yes.
Will you get an opportunity to work with the fellows again next year? And how do you feel about it?
I sure hope so. I'm actually making my plans for next year right now. So I might talk with Amy and Tom about returning to the program next year. So we'll find out.
All right. If you were given an opportunity to visit Africa today, which country would you want to go to?
Oh boy. Well, I've already been to Ghana.
Other than Zambia.
Of course. Obvious first choice.
Yeah.
I've already been to Ghana. I spent around 3 months there teaching middle school students English and math and arts. So if I had to go to a new country, that's a tough choice. All these people listening don't want to make the wrong choice.
Maybe you can figure it out after the show, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to be politically. I want to visit all of them.
Absolutely.
To make everyone happy.
I will send a message to you from everybody. I think everybody feels that you're welcome in their countries.
Thank you.
And whenever you feel like coming to Africa, we'll be very happy to host you.
Thank you.
Great. As we take a break, Kuda, Martine, Andrew, thank you so much for coming on the show. And we wish you all the best as you go back to Africa. And Andrew, Wish you all the best as you push forward with your education.
Thank you.
I hope we'll be able to work together, even after the fellowship.
For sure.
Great. So now we take a break and we come back. We have another 3 fellows coming on set, and they'll be sharing their stories as well.